Hey guys, welcome to Rough Riders. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to do a quick user review of this NordicTrack 14.9i elliptical and give you my thoughts and cover the pros and cons, so stick around. Okay, as I said, this is the NordicTrack 14.9i elliptical. MSRP is on this thing is about $2,500 today. I bought this a couple of years ago. I bought it used, and now that I've had some time with it, I've spent a number of hours on this thing. I thought I'd share some of my thoughts as just a user. I'm not a fitness expert. I'm not a trainer, personal trainer or anything like that. This is just my personal experiences with this particular machine and sharing some of the things that I like about it and some of the things that I don't really care for. So let's give you a quick overview of what this machine is, what its capabilities are, and then we'll talk about some of the pros and cons. Okay, so this has a massive 32-pound flywheel here in the base, and then it has a 20-inch stride. For the incline, I've got it set right now at about 5 degrees. See if you can sort of see that coming from the floor. But it'll go up to a total of 20 degrees on the incline, and then there are 26 magnetic resistance levels. So taking a look at the control panel here, on the left hand side you've got your push buttons for your incline. You've also got control for the incline of the ramp here at your thumbs, along with the heart monitor system, or your pulse measuring system. Then you've got a bunch of pre-programmed options for exercise routines. This has up to 35, I believe, is the total number of pre-programmed exercise routines that you can do in this thing. So for example, there are some maps you can run. If I select that, can run the Monterey Coast Trail or Cape Town, South Africa, 5 miles versus 3 miles, and your incline is included in that, so it'll automatically do the incline as you're running this trap or running this map, and the video changes with all of that. Then if I go into the training, I can go in and get personalized workouts with a live certified trainer. That's part of the iFit system. That is a subscription program. I did not sign up for any of that, so I can't really comment on that capability. If I go into compete, there are some pre-programmed maps for where you can actually compete head-to-head against other folks that might be doing those same maps. Then if I go to track, this is where you can track all your workouts and all of that kind of stuff. If I go to set a goal, I can go in here and I can set, do I want to do a time-based goal, a distance-based goal, all that kind of thing. Set the pace and all that. It'll help you track all of that. Then if I go to video, there are some video runs and stuff like that as well. These are these ones are based in Hawaii, and so it gives you a total workout time and your max incline and all that kind of thing. And then if you have a goal of just kind of losing a weight, you can put in your parameters of what you're trying to get to, where you're at. It will help you do all that. It'll pre-program specific exercises and times and inclines and all that kind of stuff to help you burn calories or get your weight down to where it is you want to be. You've also got some pre-programmed stuff, so it's iPod compatible and all that kind of thing. There's a web browser in here, so if you want to browse the web while you're doing exercising. And then there's various things you can do if you just do kind of manual workouts. So there's a whole bunch of different sort of programming here. There's also a set of touch buttons here as well. So why you got a touch screen and these buttons, I don't really know, but they kind of serve the same sort of purpose in my opinion. But that's your main control panel. You've also got, again, pre-programmed buttons down here. Again, the same thing that's up on the touchscreen. So it's kind of a duplicate of those efforts. And then this is a duplicate of the same thing if we just hit the run button. So you got all of those sorts of controls there. You've got controls for your amp here as well as your resistance here, and then again more controls here, and these again are also touch buttons for your resistance. So that's your basic control panel. This one also has built-in speakers here and here. They're not great speakers, by the way, but they will work. Then you've got a headphone jack and stuff like that there. There's also a USB port that you can hook up an iPod or something like that and play your music through the speakers and everything. So you have all of those sorts of capabilities built into this from the control panel. This model also came with the 15-inch television. I can hook up this up to an antenna or satellite or cable or something like that. It also has an HDMI port, and you can see I'm just using a little Roku box here. And if I hit my little Roku control remote, you can see I've got all of that kind of stuff right there, so I can watch videos, stream videos, and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, if I had cable or satellite, I can hook it up to that as well and get live, news and television programming and all that kind of stuff right here at my while I'm working out. So that's an overview of the control panel. One thing I did forget to mention is that this also has a workout fan, which is controlled by where's the button up here? It's one of these buttons up here. This is the volume for the TV. Right here. Here's your fan buttons on this side. So you can tell I don't use that very much. So that's an overview of the machine. There's also a cup holder right there. Oh, I forgot to cover the footwells and stuff. So here's your footwells. These are also adjustable. So I can change the angle of the footwells so that I can work my calves more and stuff as I'm working out. So it runs on these bearings and sealed bearings right here, and so these are actually really nice. They're smooth and quiet and all of that. So let me jump on it real quick and just kind of show you the operation and what it's like on the machine. And again, I've got it set for, let's see, what do I got it set for right now? So right now it's set for, let the machine come up. The incline is 5. Right now the resistance level is 1. And if I kick the resistance level up, there's 2, 3, 4, and if I unplug that, you can repeat. Well, I thought you hear a beep when you got the headphones on. So this is resistance level 7. And you know what, I'll bring the camera over and I'll show you what I see on the screen and stuff as well, so you can see that. But overall the machine is pretty quiet. Okay, so here you can see what's going on the screen. I've got my 400 meter loop track. I've got my cadence measurement over here, my incline, my time, and all of that kind of information, my resistance level up there in the corner, and it tracks my lap time as well. And you can see right now the cadence I've got at 43, my target rate is 50 or above, so if I really get this thing going, and if I get my hands on the pulse meter, it's giving me that data right there in the lower left corner. When you finish your workout, it gives you a quick summary of the calories you burned and how long and all that kind of stuff as well. So let me show you one of the map runs. So if I start like Monterey Coast Trail and start the workout, it goes through. So it's setting the initial parameters. So right now it's dropping the incline all the way down. And it'll give you a little warm-up sort of opportunity, but if you want to skip the warm-up, you can just hit the button. And you can see now it's starting the incline out at 8, showing me the satellite map. And it's kicking the resistance level up to 8. So it's it's giving you a good workout. If I switch to street view, and for some reason it doesn't look like the street view wants to load up for whatever reason, I don't know why. But you can see, you know, it's showing you where you're running. Okay, similar to the map exercises, you can do these runs. So for example, if I do this Elliptical run, it'll again go through the sort of warm-up. I can skip that and go straight to the run. And you know, it kind of plays a video as you're running, and so right now it's setting your resistance level. Now obviously you're not running that fast, but it kind of gives you an overview of the run, of the map of what it's going to look like. And then it'll start ramping the incline as we get further along in the run. So walking through some of these functions. Here's the incline workouts, which will change the level of incline and kind of give you a sense of what's going on with these different sort of incline exercises or workout routines. And then if I go to an intensity workout, you can see it does kind of the whole interval stuff for you, where it really ramps intensity, the resistance as well as the incline for short periods of time, and then backs it back down to give your heart rest. So it ramps up your heart rate and then drops it back down. So really good intensity workouts. Calorie burn stuff, again, there's a whole set of calorie burn type exercises. And then if you just want to keep, you know, things like, you know, high speed workouts, you can do that as well. So you've got a lot of different workouts that's available to you with this machine. Okay, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons of this particular elliptical. What are the things that I like about it, and what are the things that you know, not a real big fan of. First off, this thing has actually been really great for me as a machine to help me get in shape. I got up to like 190 pounds, and you know, I had a serious gut going on. You know, I'm not a big party animal. I'm not doing a bunch of drinking or anything like that. I just, you know, had a sedentary lifestyle, and that just really put the weight on. So I really needed to do something to get in shape, and so that's why I picked this thing up to begin with. As I said, I bought it used, brand new. These things are like 2,500 bucks today, and you can generally find them on sale, you know, for, you know, or find them used for a significant savings. But what's really nice about this machine is that, first off, it's a commercial grade machine. It's extremely durable. It's very well built. The quality of this thing is really, really nice. It is heavy. It is a beast of machine. So this is something that's not going to, you know, wear out on you, you know, super fast and stuff. This is the kind of stuff you typically find in a, you know, a gym or something like that. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the same quality as something like a Precor machine or something like that you would find in you know, like a Gold's Gym or something like that. But for a home system, this is top notch. So I do like the quality of the build and everything. The motion on this thing is really, really smooth. That heavy flywheel, that 32-pound flywheel, gives you a really smooth motion as you're working out. And with the resistance levels up to 26, you can get this thing cranking really, really, really hard. You know, I don't know what kind of wattage you can get out of this thing when you do it, because there is no watts measurements that I've seen on this thing. But what I can say is, man, it will kick your butt. You know, so if you're trying to get into shape, this thing can really help you do it. It's helped me shed almost 30 pounds. As I said, I was about 190 pounds at my peak. I'm down to just above 160 right now, and it was all due to this. I've added weights to my workout recently. I've set up a home gym in my basement, but I've only been doing that the past month and a half or so. really the past couple of years have all been on this, and that's where the weight has really come off. The television screen, I do like having that there. I do like the fact that I can hook my Roku up to it, and I can watch Netflix, I can watch Amazon Prime and stuff like that while I'm working out, because frankly I hate exercising, and anything that can help get my mind off that is a good thing. So I do like the integrated TV screen. I really like the touch panel. This is something, to me, when I travel for work and I go to some of the hotel gyms and stuff like that, they've got nice equipment there. They got some pretty high dollar stuff, some of the pre-core stuff and everything else. But the thing that always drives me nuts about those machines is that they're still using LED screens, in the little stack blocks and stack bars to show the intensity of your workout. And to me, that's just unacceptable out of a $5,000, $6,000 machine. You're still using LEDs? Come on, use a touchscreen. These things are cheap. There's plenty of applications and developers and stuff to build a good workout system. And NordicTrack did that with this. The fact that they integrated that 7-inch touchscreen, it's basically a tablet, an Android tablet, makes it so much nicer. The images are crisp and clear. I get a lot of detailed readout information on the calories I'm burning, on the length of my workout, the intensity of my workout, how far I've gone, and it shows a little quarter-mile track and everything, so I can really see what's going on in my workout. So I really like that touchscreen. So overall, I'm really pleased with this. It's quiet. It's been quiet. It doesn't clunk. It doesn't squeak or any of those kinds of things. So and this is again after 3 years of use, I think, plus however long the other I think, like I said, the other person had it for about a year. So overall, it's a nice machine. I do like the machine quite a bit. So let's talk about some of the negatives then. That I think are not could be a factor for some folks. First off, this thing is big. It is heavy. Right now, it sits in my home office, but the rest of my equipment is downstairs in my basement. I can't get this down in my basement, because it is so big. It's not that it's super long, but with the height and everything, I can't turn the corners and everything that I need to do to get it down in my basement. So that is a problem for me. So if you are limited in space, or if you're trying to get it upstairs or downstairs and stuff, you're going to need some muscle to make that happen. The other thing that I think is problematic on this thing is my wife has trouble using this machine because she had torn her meniscus in her knee, and so she had surgery on her knee. And so this one, ellipticals in general can be a challenge for folks like that, because of the motion. You're pushing and then pulling. You still have all your arm units and everything to help you along, but it still puts additional stress on her knee and makes it a little bit painful for her to use. So that's going to be a drawback for some folks. The speakers on this thing, they are crap. I mean, that's why I'm using headphones. I've got them plugged into that speaker port, because the sound quality coming out of these speakers, one is they're really small and there's only so much you can do about that, but two, they just use really crappy speakers. So that is a disappointing factor of this as well. One thing that may or may not be a problem for some folks is the resistance level. So there's up to 26, which gives you a pretty good range of resistance levels, but it doesn't give you the granularity of resistance levels that you might be used to in high dollar gym equipment, right, where they go from 1 to 100. And the difference between 1 and 3 is almost not noticeable. The difference between 1 and 3 is definitely noticeable. I typically work out, like right now I've got it set to a 5-degree incline, and I put the resistance level at 5. And that gives me generally a pretty good workout, gets my heart rate going, and stuff like that. And if you put it on some of the routines and some of the maps where it kicks the incline up to 8, 12 degrees and kicks the resistance up to 15, 20, you're really pushing yourself in those scenarios. So for me, it's enough. I think the resistance levels are actually pretty nice. They're nicely spaced out. There is a noticeable difference every time you jump up. Unlike some of the other machines that have those really spread out resistance levels, where the difference between 1 and 15 would be it takes you that much to where you really start to see a difference. So so I do like the resistance levels on this, but for some that may be an issue. Some of the other things, this does have a quirky bug on it, where I can be sitting there, if I leave it powered up, it will randomly ramp the incline all the way up and then take it all the way back down with nobody doing anything or using the machine at all. It's a weird software bug. I've looked for an update from NordicTrack to see if they've got a fix for that. I haven't seen that fix come in, but then I haven't reported the issue either. For me, it's not a big deal because I just turn the machine off. I got it sit on a switch, on a wall switch, and so when I shut off the light, I shut off the machine, and it's all quiet. But if you leave it on all the time, it could do this in the middle of the night while you're sleeping and startle you. So that is one quirky bug about the machine that obviously needs to be fixed, in my opinion. Well, there is one thing that I did forget to mention, is down on the rollers. You do have to clean these things off because like once a week or something like that, because dust will accumulate, and as you run over them, it will cake on and pack down that dust, and then it'll start to make a little bit of noise as you're running over it. Not squeaks or anything like that. You just hear the machine as it's running over that stuff. Okay, so there you have it. There's my review of the NordicTrack 14.9i elliptical machine as just an everyday user. Overall, as I said, I think it's a great machine. It's certainly helped me. It's helped me drop, like I said, nearly 30 pounds. And so, it's a good machine. There are some quirky things about it. There are some things that I think could stand to be better. But overall, I would say it's a good machine. It is a bit pricey at $2,500 new, but you can find them used and stuff like that, like I did, for probably half that price. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And we'll be doing more product reviews and stuff as we go forward. As you can see from most of my content on my channel, it's about off-roading, it's about camping, it's about DIY auto maintenance and stuff. But I do throw in these product reviews from time to time. So do stick around if that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.